Neil Berry, who's still not fit enough, but Gary Mackay has recovered from injury he sustained in Aberdeen on Saturday, and Wayne Foster's energetic performance on Saturday keeps him in the side at the expense of John Robertson. And Dukla Prague sent out a side with 5 full caps, and they went to watch for number 4 Jan Fiala and number 6 Stanislav Griga, who's their main goal-scoring threat.
Today's match is sponsored by Marshall's Chunky Chicks.
Sandy Jordan made his first European appearance way back in 1967, so easily the most experienced player on the field. So the kickoff was delayed to allow the crowds inside Tynecastle. A huge Hearts support for their first European match of the new season. Didn't do so well last season, but clearly very determined to make an impact for the first time in 11 seasons. It's that long since Hearts made it to the second round of a European competition. So we can expect a very determined start. There's Sandy Clark, Wayne Foster, 1-0 to Hearts, and what a dramatic start. Inside the opening minute of the match, a perfect start for Hearts. The long throw from Jordan, the header from Sandy Clark, and how about this for a volley from Wayne Foster. So the Hearts fans still streaming into Tynecastle. A big number of them won't have seen that opening goal. And if Hearts need a confidence boost, they've surely had it now. But they can expect resilient performances from these Czech players. They're very experienced indeed. 5 full internationals on the side, 1 under-21 international. There's the captain, Fiala, with the header out. Number 3 is Novak. So it's Dukla now trying to recover from that staggering blow in the opening minutes. Rada, really number 5, an international fullback. Peter Rada, very experienced defender. So push in the back of Foster by Klutsky. Josef Klutsky winning number 2 with a marker for Foster. The Czechs going man for man at the back on Hearts with Fiala, the number 4, the sweeper. Jordan pumps the ball in. Novak won it the first time, Fiala completed the clearance. Fitzel playing it wide. So Kenny Black doing some determined work in the far side for Hearts. Very important player in the centre of midfield. And Levine gets the free kick for a push as he attacked the wall. So the education process for Craig Levine and many of these young Hearts players continuing. Jordan sending it forward, looking for Sandy Clark. The layoff to Mackay. Cahun couldn't control it. But there's Jordan. Well, he's got plenty of dig in that right boot, Ian Jordan. Always keen to have a shot at goal. And on this occasion, he got a brief glimpse of the ball at the edge of the box and tested Kostelnik, but the ball was too high. Black's header. It's Foster screening the ball from Brada. The layoff from Clark, misunderstood, and Klutsky picks it up for Dukla. On the near side is Fitzel. Back into midfield patiently for Klutsky. Biddingel with a shot. So a promising move from Dukla, showing their menace coming forward and setting up the shooting chance. Played inside there for Gunther Biddingel, and his shot wasn't caught with full power. Clark again gets the touch, was beyond Foster. And Rada is content to allow it to run for the goal kick. Commanding header from Levine, turned by Klutsky. Good play from Hearts. Cahoon to Black, then to Gary Mackay. Looking for the byline. And a fine tackle in the end, denying him progress. Black lofts it in. Kostelnik goes up, stretching his 6-foot frame to win possession for Dukla. And release Fitzel on the left. Punching tackle came from Ian Jordan, but Bittingale retains possession for Dukla. Very lively striker indeed, going all the way himself. And a very important challenge in the end was made by Kenny Black. Some fine play here by Gunther Bittingale, cutting inside. He was in good position until that late challenge from Kenny Black. Now it's with Craig Levine. Sandy John. Czech defence closing in. Dukla have 3 international players in their back four and an international goalkeeper, so the task for Hearts is a very difficult one indeed. Good challenge by Kidd, allowing Cahoon the first real involvement in the match, running at the Dukla defence. That's towards Sandy Clark, and there's Foster, and a foul against Sandy Clark. It wouldn't have counted. We'll see why as we pick up play with John Cahoon's cross. Sandy Clark bustling in, bundling into his man. The header down to Foster, and the whistle had already gone. Kostelnik electing the long ball upfield to test Craig Levine. A test which was comfortably passed by the under-21 international. Whittaker towards Mackay. Czechs have also earmarked Gary Mackay for some special attention in midfield. He's been given no room at all. Whittaker playing it in, there's Foster on the turn, a great chance for Hearts. And Wayne Foster almost making it 2-0. Fine piece of play by Hearts, but it really is about the first time they've broken down the Dukla defence since the opening goal in the first minute. There they go again, Mackay's first time effort, there's Kenny Black. And some concerted attacking from Hearts. Kenny Black very annoyed with himself for not getting that shot on target. But this ball in from Whittaker, a deflection falling for Wayne Foster. A very good quick turn by the English striker, but some excellent goalkeeping from Kostelnik. Foster almost making it 2-0. Fitzel. A very swift, incisive tackle from Walter Kidd. Rada will take the throw. Fiala now in the sort of position, but coming forward to link an attack, and there's a very neat turn indeed, and a chance for Dukla, and they snatch one back. Riga setting it up for Fitzel, and that is undoubtedly a savage blow for Hearts. Looseness here in defence. Riga with a very good turn indeed, getting away from his man. It was Walter Kidd playing it inside beyond Jordan, and Fitzel with a touch to give Dukla the equaliser. So Dusan Fitzel, number 11 for Dukla, makes it one apiece, and the Hearts fans go silent. And of course that's an away goal for Dukla, so that is really disastrous for Hearts. Could so easily have been 2-0 a moment ago, but now back to one apiece. Cahoon with a first time snapshot. So the target man used again by Walter Kidd. Sandy Clark chesting it down to Cahoon. Once again the shot well off target. Cahoon trying to make space, brought to the ground by that man Riga once again. Cahoon is still on the ground. He took the full brunt of a late challenge from Stanislav Riga. So That's the second Hearts man to feel the full brunt of his tackling. Craig Levine was the earlier one, but here's Fiala. Griga. And there goes the half-time whistle. Not so much celebration from the Hearts fans. It was Wayne Foster who did the damage early on for Hearts, with Dusan Fitzel getting the equaliser. What a marvellous start it was for Hearts. The throw from Ian Jordan, the head flick on from Sandy Clark, the stunning instant volley from Wayne Foster, and the perfect opening for Hearts. It looked so rosy for them at that stage, but Dukla took control of the match as the first half wore on, and then some great play by Stanislav Griga in attack set up the chance for Fitzel to make the half-time score at Tynecastle. Hearts 1, Dukla Prague 1. Welcome back to Tynecastle. There's always something special about the European nights, and that's the case tonight here at the Hearts Stadium, with that tremendous opening being cancelled out sadly by Dukla towards half-time. And the impact of that, I think, is that the task for Hearts in the second half will be a very crucial one and a very difficult one indeed, because Dukla showed enough as the first half wore on to indicate that they are top-class opposition, and they certainly belied their very lowly league position in Czechoslovakia, with only 1 point from their opening 4 matches. In this performance, it's hard to see how that happened. There's Gary Mackay. And Hearts almost starting the second half the way they started the first. But the Dukla defence reacting well. Here's John Cahoon. And they've won a corner kick on the far side, and Hearts could certainly do with some of the special talent of John Cahoon running at defenders. Levine now joining the Hearts attack. Kostelnik crouched on the line as Black sends the ball across. Up goes Levine. Kostelnik doing well. Still Hearts favouring the high ball, and Kostelnik sorts it out. He splits off his line and releases Lahouvie on the right. Here's Bettingel, certainly a danger man up front for Dukla, with his pace and the loser running. He's away from Walter Kidd. Craig Levine's there, showing his confidence in Henry Smith with a fine defensive header, applauded by Smith, and justifiably so. Clark nodding it on to Foster. The return ball into the box, nodded away by Fiala. And Fiala clashing with Cahoon. It's the Hearts striker who's penalised. Kostelnik thumping it forward. Griga working hard to create something for Dukla and attack. Lahouvie. Novak let down by Black. And the Belgian referee, André van Volchem, making his displeasure clear to the Hearts midfield man. Urban. Bettingel. And Fitzel almost getting a second for Dukla. And how menacing they look going forward. Now this was well set up. Urban initially with a delicate pass. Bettingel back killing the ball into the path of Fitzel, and you really might have done better with a finishing shot. And there's going to be a substitution for Hearts. John Cahoon, who's made little impact on the proceedings so far, goes off, and John Robertson comes on. So a very warm welcome from the Tynecastle fans. Rudiger battling his way forward. Looks for the return from Clark. Kluski with a challenge, and that's a free kick to Hearts. Kluski with the tackle from the back on Sandy Clark. And Kluski wanted to join Sandy Clark in that little confab with the Hearts players. So closely is he marking the Hearts striker. leaning on Gazga. Lowy and Jordan trying again with a long-range effort, and the wall again standing firm. Griga inviting Pitzel to use his pace on the left, but Walter Kidd has enough to make the tackle. A recipe for a foul, if it really was one. Levine on Bittingel. So Rada will take the free kick over there on the left. The big men have joined the attack for Dukla, notably Kluski. And Luhovi had a marvellous chance right on the 6-yard line for a header. Well, that was clearly a let-off for Hearts. The big men running from the edge of the box weren't picked up. You see Rada's outswinger. And there's a free header for Luhovi had he been a couple of inches taller. Kazgar's header. Thumped on by Luhovi. Here's Bittingel. One-on-one with Sandy Jordan. He's got all the pace in the world. Still Bittingel making for the byline. And Sandy Jordan calling up on all his experience to ease the Dukla striker to the byline. Now this is top-class defending. Bittingel coming in, Jordan trying to make him go one way then the other, escorting him towards the byline, making sure he didn't get a run on goal. So the corner kick to Dukla. Griga in the box, Luhovi number 10. Again, Rada has come across to send it over to the far side. The crossbar saves Hearts. It was Kluski's shot. Well, once again, the Tynecastle men living dangerously. Josef Kluski here. The ball loops into the box. It is headed by a Hearts man, falling on the bounce to Kluski, and the shot dipping on the crossbar. And that certainly is good fortune again for Hearts. Kluski's header, Pitzel has space, Griga and Bittingel are up with him. Still Pitzel. This is Urban. Now Bittingel, there's Luhovi right behind him. Bittingel heading to the byline. That was superb play by Gunther Bittingel. And that could so easily have been a second goal for Dukla. What a marvellous striker he is. Takes this pass wide. Here's Craig Levine, who's a very quick defender indeed, marking him. But look at this change of pace to go to the byline. The driven ball across the face of the goal, and there were no takers. Up goes Fiala. Robertson was there. This is Mackay. There's Sandy Clark trying to make room for the shot. Well, a crowd of men in yellow around him as Sandy Clark tried to engineer the shooting chance. Mackay's shot stopped by Clark, trying to force it initially to Robertson, then turning for the shot himself and snatching it wide of goal. That's fallen very kindly indeed for Dukla, with Griga breaking on the right. Brian Whittaker did well. Sandy Jordan rather was the man going across with Whittaker. It was Jordan who turned it out from Stanislav Griga. Top scorer in the Czech League last season, Griga, with 16 goals for Sparta Prague before being transferred during the summer. Peter Rada. The header out was by Levine. Milan Luhovi leaves it to Urban. Rada flights it in again. There's the chance now for Dukla. And the second goal goes in, and it's Kluski who gets it. 18 minutes into the second half, and Josef Kluski makes the extra man in attack. And it's a disaster for Hearts. Rada fighting the ball across. The strikers were picked up, but there was Kluski, he was on his own, and Henry Smith was left without a chance. Well, he's had a fine match in defence, Kluski, and now he's made an impact in attack. Here's John Robertson on the turn. A splendid tackle by Jan Fiala for Dukla, the sweeper and the captain. Jordan sliding it across, up goes Clark with Kostelnik. The goal's been given. Sandy Clark gets the goal, the Czech defenders go wild. They think there was a foul in Kostelnik, but Sandy Clark is making his way back, and Hearts are on level terms. Well, I wonder if the Czechs have a real complaint here. The ball flighted in by Ian Jordan. Clark was bundling into the keeper, thumping the loose ball into the net to give Hearts the equaliser, but really I have some sympathy with Kostelnik in the Dukla goal. And Clark surely pushed from the back by Kluski right on the edge of the box. Well, Kluski looks aggrieved, so does Novak, but that appeared to be a very clear push into the Hearts striker. And this is a superb opportunity for Hearts. Kostelnik knows that all right. Organising, I think, the biggest wall of the day. 6 men in it. And they'll have to go further back. Now, if the referee enforces the 10-yard rule properly, we'll see the difference that makes. John Robertson and Kenny Black. May well be Brian Whittaker though, who's further over. No, it's Black. And it was Bittingell who sprinted to block the shot. You wonder in these circumstances if a direct effort may have been more effective. Well, in the very short knock to the side. There's a good header on by Sandy Clark. Kluski with the clearance. Levine showing his composure on the ball, despite the very determined running of the Dukla front two. Sandy Clark again, there's the chance for Hearts, and Foster leaves it to John Robertson. Hearts are in front. John Robertson back on the goal standard, and Tynecastle again bursts to life. What's Sandy Clark's contribution with the head flick on? Foster had this effort saved by Kostelnik. It fell kindly for Robertson, and that's the kind of chance he just doesn't miss. So joy for these young Hearts fans, and no doubt for Alec MacDonald in the dugout. Jordan, Sandy Clark, Black sending it back all the way again to Sandy Jordan to launch yet another attack on the Dukla defence. Clark making his presence felt again. There's John Robertson battling hard. Now Gary Mackay. Whittaker sends it back in for Sandy Clark. There's Robertson. Well, that required instant control from John Robertson. Half a yard to work in. You'll see it clearly here on Whittaker's header, and once again Sandy Clark finding space to head flick the ball to Robertson. He had to control it and shoot in the one movement, and he was off target. Clark again. There's Andy Watson reading the spin well. Sandy Clark with a header. There's John Robertson. Back it goes to Mackay. That would have made an enormous difference to Hearts. And suddenly Sandy Clark has the Czech defence in tatters in the air. Robertson couldn't control it. Delightful ball there from Sandy Clark, and that was an excellent chance for Gary Mackay. Good play from Robertson. And he wants his header. For Hearts finishing the match. And a cavalry charge here to get a fourth goal, which I think would be crucial. Good play from little John Robertson on the left, checking inside. Watson charging in for the header. And Kostelnik in the right position. Now Brian Whittaker. And Hearts get a vital fourth goal. Almost an own goal from Fiala. And again it was Sandy Clark with the leap inside the box, which created the confusion. There he goes again. He got a touch to it. Fiala touched it beyond the post. Breaks kindly for Gary Mackay. Now Clark. Kluski's clearance. Kruger waits for Luhovi on the right. Whittingle's made a run up front, but he's been well covered by Craig Levine. Luhovi, and there goes the final whistle. Not a second added on for time for stoppages. Sandy Clark, a hero in that second half for Hearts. In fact, a hero with the first goal, but then the scorer of the second, and the creator of the third for John Robertson. But another goal for Dukla Prague from Josef Kluski gave them a second goal, so the final score of 3-2 to Hearts leaves them with a very hazardous